Well, everybody, you know the name of our show is The Wingmen Show. And the reason it's called The Wingmen Show is because we always try to highlight somebody who's a wingman, and that's somebody who looks after somebody else. In other words, checking their back. And we got a good one for you today. The round mound of rebound. My friend, Charles Barkley. Wow, he's just given another $2 million to an HBCUs, which comes to $8 million he's given to these black universities. What a guy. And I love Charles Barkley because he said he's not a role model. And I used to say that all the time. Athletes, LeBron James, a great man, great guy, not a role model, because you can hang out with LeBron James for the rest of your life and you won't ever play like him. And yet Dr. Paul's a real role model, because if you hang out with him long enough, he can teach you how to fly an airplane. So things that you can learn, those are role models. Some people have natural, beautiful instincts that just make them special. And all of us are LeBron James in something. It's just not basketball. It may be AI. You never know. But Charles Barkley, boy, he also said it. He's not a role model. What do you think about Charles, Paul?
Yeah, Charles, he's very entertaining. And for those who don't know, he was an ex-basketball player, very, very famous. He's on TV all the time now. I don't know commercials, but he hosts a show called TNT, and they're very popular. They're very, very, very popular. Yeah, he's done a lot of good stuff. And one thing about him, he's been consistent. I mean, he was a consistently great player. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. But he's been consistent in terms of his opinions and giving. You know, we didn't talk about it much, but he donated some money to that school in Louisiana. Remember we did it with the young girls who came up with a different solution to the Pythagorean theorem.
Oh, yes. Didn't he give $3 million? That was in New Orleans.
That was in New Orleans. Yeah, I think this is separate, but he was impressed by that. Well, and that's a good sign, because everybody, to be known, you say crazy things every once in a while. We don't do that on the Wingmen Show, but other famous people do, so you kind of stay in everyone's thoughts. But behind the scenes, he always saw value in education, their education, and basically he was putting his money where his mouth was. He's done stuff to HBCUs, even though he didn't attend an HBCU. He went to Auburn University, but he sees the value of giving money to Spelman and Morehouse in Atlanta, and other schools in Atlanta. So that's good for him to do that.
Paul, do you know what? I'm going to make Charles Barkley a role model, but not for his basketball, but for his giving. And all of us can follow that role.